But so far, what I learned about Amina Karim is that she is this incredible coach in weight management. She works with women predominantly, but also she is in a position of two of the best of the world. So she's got the knowledge about how to physically work with your hormones, so your weight management is actually satisfying you, as well as she interjects Quran and Sunnah directives, so it also aligns well with who you are, with your belief systems. And I don't want to say anything more. I let Amina introduce herself. Is there anything else that we should know or we can know about you?
Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. So my name, yes, is Amina Karim. I am a like wellness and nutrition coach. So I help ladies reach their ideal weight, which means most of the time losing weight, but not only. How I do that? I do that rebalancing everything. First, we rebalance the nutrition because most people think they are overweight because they were eating too much, but actually they were not even eating enough. So we will rebalance the nutrition and the hormones. And one will impact the other, and the other will impact the first one. So we will do that. And that's how I do all that. And yes, I use as well some advice that we had from our religion that help a lot to stay on track as well.
I'll be honest with you, Amina. I've spoken with you before that session for maybe we had, I know, 15, 20 minutes, and I felt inspired. Whatever I learned from you in a short period of time, and that wasn't even consultation, we're just getting to know each other. It inspired me until today, and it works. So I can't wait for the rest of our viewers to actually learn from you. But first things comes first, right? What is weight management? You know, how should we understand this phrase? You know, what is it actually?
So weight management is first know what is our ideal weight, and then maintain that if we have it, and reach that if we don't have it yet. And what is our ideal weight? Generally, you take your height in centimeter, like I'm 1.70 m, so my ideal weight will be 70 kilo if I have strong bones and strong muscle. When it's not the case, you know generally that you have small bones or big muscle or not really muscular. If you are not really a strong structure, basically, that's even 10 kilo less. So in my case, I was 68 kilo for 1.70 m. I thought I was fine because I had in mind, 1.70 m, 70 kilo. So 68, I'm great. But everyone was asking me, mashallah, when is baby due?
Okay.
I realized I was not that great. And I decided to start my own program. And then with my son, who was my coach and still is my coach, and I lost 10 kilo. But basically, your ideal weight is your height minus 100 if you are strong. If you are not that strong, it's minus 110 roughly. That's roughly how you can know.
All right. So actually, the weight, the ideal weight is calculable. I mean, you can calculate it. It is very reasonable attitude towards this term, right? It's not what you think it should be. It's not what other people think of you that you should look like. It is actually a real concrete science, right?
Yes, and when I say your height minus 100, that's roughly how to calculate that. But if we can meet each other, or if you have the same scale as me, that tell you exactly your percentage of fat, water, muscle mass, bone mass, you can actually know how much muscle and bones you have. So you know if you are in the strong structure people or not that strong, that kind of scale. And now most people have that kind of scale, or in the gym, sometimes you have it, and they tell you what is your bone mass and your muscle mass. So you can know that way if you are quite strong or not.
This is so interesting to know, because just before this webinar, I've created a survey between the members of Sunnah Wellness and Islamic Healing Group. And what I've learned is that majority of people, it's like the polarity between them. Majority of people, they actually feel grateful for how their body looks like, and the other side of the spectrum, they feel actually overweight, right? So I sort of want to open this discussion with you as a professional. You know, why people think that, what causes people to think that they are overweight, or they actually happy with their weight? Is it because of the cultural conditioning? Is it because of the I don't know, family conditioning? Is it because of their own concept, or their own inner stressor about their weight? You know, where is that actually coming from? Why we half happy and half completely unhappy about our weight?
So there are generally two things. First, the society, if I put apart the religion, the society wants us to be like Barbie model, and as soon as you have little more, you are overweight. So that's very easy to think you are overweight even when you are not. And in another side, as Muslim, as a community Muslim, yes, we should be grateful for whatever we have. So that's probably why most people say they were grateful, whatever body they have, because yes, it could be worse. They could be paralyzed, they could have big disabilities, they could have much more health issues. So that's we feel generally guilty to think that, oh, I don't like my body, because it's like I'm ungrateful for that body.
Absolutely.
So that's good to be grateful, because when you feel grateful as well, again, talking about hormone, every time you feel grateful, and a very good way for you, for whatever weight you are, to hack your brain and be happy is for 21 days. Think about 3 things that make you grateful. Every day, think about 3 things that make you grateful for 21 days. When you do that, at the end of the 21 days, it's like you have reprogrammed your brain, and you will rebalance some of your hormones naturally. So that's very good to be grateful. But in the same time, we shouldn't be like ostrich blind. Oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. When we are not that fine, and if people who said they are overweight, and if it's true they are overweight, that's good. They recognize that, because recognizing the problem is the first step of finding a solution. Because being in denial, we can't help someone in denial, whatever, a teenager on drugs, if they are whatever, if they are in denial about their situation, we can't bring any solution. The first step is to acknowledge, yes, I have that issue. Then looking for solutions. So that's a good first step, and that's maybe why you have the two.
Yeah, I love that, because what I've just learned from you is that you know, being religiously or spiritually grateful for who you are, how you look like, it's got nothing to do with reality. You can sort of maintain both. It's okay to say to yourself, I'm overweight, or I'm underweight, or I'm okay, but it is necessary for your mental health, for your spiritual health, to always be grateful for whatever it is, or whoever it is that you are, to your God. You know, one doesn't exclude the other. That's what I learned from you.
Yes, and that's always a question of balance.
Yeah. So going back to my third question, what are the reasons that we are not getting it right on the physical realm, not spiritual realm? What is it that sort of puts us out of balance and we becoming overweight?
So being overweight can come from many reasons. Personally, I thought that everyone overweight were like Simpson family, eating junk all day and eating too much. But actually, when I started to, now I think I have questioned like 200, maybe more people, ladies mainly. And I realized that only 5%, I think, are overweight because yes, they are eating junk. Yes, they are eating all the time or too much, which means 90% of people who are overweight or obese are not eating too much. Most of the time, there are people who are not eating enough. And when they eat, that's not the right food, not at the right moment. The example of ladies that I meet is they have very late breakfast. After they wake up, they get up the kids, they put the kids in school. Then they come back home. When they clean the house, it's roughly 11, 12. Now they allow themselves to have a breakfast. It's 5, 6 hours after they get up. And even the word in English, break fast, means you have to break your fast. And they didn't even break their fast. So that's one first reason for gaining weight. When you don't give enough to your body will compensate storing fat a lot. Like blind people generally hear better because they don't have high eyesight, they will compensate. And honestly, I always tell to everyone, if you're not sure, that's better to eat too much, but not enough. Because even if you gain weight eating too much, that will be easy to fix. You can reduce the quantity. But if you gain weight from not eating enough, that will be longer to solve as a problem. So most people are overweight because they don't eat enough. They don't feed their body. Basically, I always say we are undernourished, but overfed.
Yes, completely agree with you. Yeah.
We eat too much of junk carbs in general, but the body is not fed properly. Protein, vitamin, nutrients, minerals. So basically what the body needs is not there. So because it's not there, it will compensate storing fat, storing fat, storing fat.
Brilliant. I love that. How about your, if you can share it with us, how about your knowledge about hormones, right? How science about hormones can combine with the struggles of maintaining your weight, sorry.
Yes. So basically, yes, hormones can play a big role, and whatever we eat will impact the hormones, making them quite unbalanced. And naturally, we will be unbalanced because with our cycle, we are naturally unbalanced because for the first day you have your menses, and for 2 weeks you have a lot of estrogen coming out, and the 14th day, if you are not pregnant, all this estrogen go down. So naturally, you will be unbalanced through the months. And then basically there are different type of ladies. And when I meet them, I have a test that they can do a little quiz and it tells them what type they are. There are 7 types of hormones. People who are quite balanced, like they have their menses, but they don't suffer too much before, they don't suffer too much doing or whatever. And there are people who either have too much estrogen, not enough estrogen, then people who go through menopause. So basically, whatever you go through, your hormone will impact your weight because some hormone will make you burn more. So you might be underweight because you burn more quickly. And some hormones, it's the other way around, that they make you gain weight. Like, for example, ladies who go for IVF or this kind of thing, generally they gain a lot of weight because all the hormones they take to get pregnant are the hormones that make us gain weight, like the ones we have for menopause as well. So that will have a big impact. And it's a vicious circle because when you don't eat well, you unbalance your hormone. When your hormones are unbalanced, you don't feel great. When you don't feel great, you have bad choices. When you have bad choices, you gain weight or you feel worse. When you feel worse and you feel lazy, you will take your car to go to the post office. It's only 20-minute walk. And that's a vicious circle. But when you start with rebalancing either the food, which have an effect on the hormones, either the hormones or both together, because you feel a little better, you will have more clarity of thought. You will feel a little better. Because you feel better, naturally your skin will look better. Because you feel more confident, your husband will look at you in another way. So you feel even more better. Then you need to go to the post office. Oh, why should I be lazy and take the bus? Let me walk. It's only 20-minute walk. And you will walk. Because you walk, you will build your muscle. Because you build your muscle, you will be more healthy. When you are more healthy, you make healthy choices. When you feel good, that's not the day you can have a big packet of crisps and swallow all that by yourself. You can't. But when you just argue with your husband or you are very down, oh yes, you can have that packet of junk and have it by yourself because the mood goes with the food as well.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I absolutely see that in my practice as well. emotions, they're very important. So we should really call it emotion management rather than weight management today, shouldn't we? But
Yes.
nevertheless, what I get from you is actually the fact that you using one of the sacred laws in medicine, natural medicine, which is the law of balancing, right? So, and I've noticed as well that you referred indirectly to something which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves dearly, which is small consecutive steps. That's what we know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He loves when we make small consecutive steps. And that's what I learned from you. I mean, it's like a ripple effect, like a domino effect, isn't it? You start when one thing, you continue. Forget about procrastination, forget about laziness. All of us, we are subject to those. You know, this is how shaitan attacks us. But if you maintain that mindset, that Islamic mindset of being consecutive and really dedicated to your health, then you will experience this goodness that you mentioned, that, you know, walking, healthy food choices, healthy relationships, healthy emotions, they will just become part of your lifestyle. It's like your God-given right, but you have to put effort first. I hope I'm getting you right. Now, my question
completely. Yes, completely. A little step every day. That's much better than 2 hours jogging tomorrow and then you don't do anything for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's better walking 5 minutes every day then. Yes, always.
So with that being said, is there anything else you can share with our viewers from the Quran and Sunnah bucket, right? In terms of setting your mind up on healthy weight management or healthy life management, really?
Yes, I can share a few verses. When I had a meeting last time, I gathered a few verses and hadith about food and nutrition, and I can share that with you. I had basically, I will read the verse. So it's the Baqarah verses 172. Allah said, "All believers, eat from the good food we have provided for you and give thanks to Allah if you truly worship him." So again, we come back to gratefulness.
Yeah.
And he said good food in English. So good food in Arabic was tayyibat. Tayyibat doesn't mean only halal. Chocolate is halal. Rice is halal. But the quantity you have make it halal, like healthy or not healthy. So tayyibat is more healthy. It's more. It's
where
closer
it's
to the
coming
healthy.
from. Is where it's coming from. What soil it's coming from. What kind of ethics went into producing whatever is that you're eating, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. The next one I want to share is, all children of Adam, take your adornment at every masjid and eat and drink. Sorry, I have something in the throat.
Bless you.
But be not excessive. Indeed, he, Allah, he likes not those who commit excess. So in Arabic, it's in Allah, innahu la yuhibbul musrifin. So every time you are about to have too much, whatever, about something, remember that you will go in the category of the excessive people, which is a category that Allah doesn't love.
Yeah. No, that's fine. And this is actually what helps me to improve my relationship with my own food habits. Exactly that tip. So thank you for sharing it with the audience.
Yes, and that basically that part of that verse in Allah, innahu la yuhibbul musrifin, comes at least twice in the Quran. So every time you are about to go excessively, we might remember that you might be in the category of people that Allah doesn't love. And remember as well that Allah talk a lot in Surah Al-Rahman, for example, about balance. The Prophet ﷺ as well told us about our stomach and said that's our basically worst bag, we can say. And we should have only few morsels of food in the hadith. And remember, and the hadith continues saying that we should have 1/3 of food, 1/3 of water, 1/3 of air. I know everyone knows that in theory, But when you see how people eat in Ramadan until they can't even breathe, they don't have 1/3 of bread.
Absolutely.
They have 5.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I think adding to that, what's really powerful to me, at least in my relationship with food, is to imagine the size of my stomach, right? That is the size of my stomach. And if I look at my plate, I always ask myself a question. So is that actually the amount of food that I'm putting in, or am I going into excess, right? Is that going to help me maintain healthy balance, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, or is that actually sabotaging my health? So thank you for this. Thank you so much for all those tips, Sister.
You're welcome.